What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to It Holds Up, the show where the three of us watch older movies and see if they're still good today. On the program, a very special bonus episode.
Bonus.
What?
You caught yourself off guard.
Oh, God. Like, I wasn't saying that, like, deep inside my loins. That
It
was
was
coming out.
the voice.
It was the voice. Okay. On this week's very special bonus episode, we're throwing it back to another movie that, of course, holds up. We're
OCIHU.
talking about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Dun, dun, dun. I'm Jeremy Miller,
I'm Jason Gray.
I'm Jason Flynn.
and let's see if it holds up. All right, everybody, welcome back to It Holds Up. Whew. Guys,
What?
we get to watch Indiana Jones today. So, audience, you're probably asking yourselves, time out. Guys, of course Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade holds up. Why are you running it through the It Holds Up gauntlet? Here's the answer, fam.
Of course.
Of course it holds up. We know that it holds up. But here's the deal. All throughout seasons 1 and 2 of our show, we had people telling us, hey, you guys should do Jaws. You should do Star Wars. You should do Indiana Jones. And we'd go, we're not doing those, guys, because of course they hold up.
Of
OCIHU.
course.
But then we thought for season 3, what we would do is every once in a while, we'd kick out a bonus episode of us talking about one of these movies that, of course, holds up. And that's what we're doing today with Indiana Jones. Dun, dun, dun. So, Jason Flynn, we're going to kick it to the newsroom. News correspondent Jason Flynn, tell us about what we're watching today.
Hit him, Flinny.
What year do you think this was made?
89?
Ooh, nailed it. Bing.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Really?
89.
Shit.
I was doing math in my head.
I was going to go like 91.
It's a good guess.
It feels very on the cusp.
Yeah.
It could be early 90s. It could be late 80s. 89, we're right there.
It feels like childhood,
Yeah,
It does.
it
which
does.
is like early 90s. Is...
Ooh, I got some nostalgia on this one, guys.
Oh, man.
Keep it going, Flinny.
So we're talking about number 3, Last Crusade.
That's right.
Right. There's the other two prior to this, and then there was the Young Indiana Jones for a while, the series, and then there's been at least one more, and I think another one's coming.
That's right.
Whew. Anyway, so we're talking about the third one. 1989. We'll go synopsis, and we'll talk about who's in it.
Roger that.
Synopsis. Ooh, actually, I have a question first.
Yep.
It's Indiana Jones. What's his first name?
Doctor.
Because nailed it. No. It comes up in the synopsis, which is why I want to ask first. Do you know what Indiana Jones's first name is?
Indiana was the dog.
That was the dog's name.
Yeah, but I can't remember
I
because
don't
they
know if I
always
knew
call him
this.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
Like in school, they're Dr. Jones. What is it? Tom? Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Oh my god. I did not do that on purpose.
It's not unusual.
Nope.
Nope. Not Tom. Henry.
Oh, Henry, I knew that, dude.
I don't think I knew
I
that.
I fucking knew
I
that.
feel like it might come up in this with his dad.
He
Maybe he'll
says it a
randomly
million goddamn
Does he really?
times.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude.
we need a Henry counter for Jeremy to. If we hit 1 million, he gets a prize.
I am so ashamed of myself. I knew that. It was deep in there, man.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're done. All right. So in 1938, after his father, Professor Henry Jones Sr., goes missing while pursuing the Holy Grail, Professor Henry Indiana Jones Jr. finds himself up against Adolf Hitler's Nazis again. Where did he meet him before?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom.
All right,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, the first one.
Ark.
The
and
Ark of the Covenant. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
There we go. Finds himself up against Adolf Hitler's Nazis again to stop them from obtaining its powers. This is basically Nazis threaten to destroy humanity in L.A.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a callback to our episode Volcano, where the synopsis for Volcano could work for any movie.
Any movie.
If you haven't listened to that episode, check it out.
So who do we got in this movie? Sean Connery. Yeah, he's in it. He's in everything. Needs no introduction.
He really doesn't.
Love the guy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. That was a tough one.
That
when
was,
he went,
yeah.
because it was like, oh man, at least he was old.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't too soon.
And you know what I love about Sean Connery is that when he retired, he fucking retired.
Oh, his last kind of like real movie was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in 2003.
What
That's
a weird
not-
movie to go
That's
out.
not how you want to end a
He
career,
has
man.
4 credits after that, but like one's a video game, TV documentary, and Sir Billy voice as Sean Connery. So I don't know.
Weird.
Interesting that was his final Hollywood.
Yeah, that's not how you want to end it. Maybe that's why he was like, you know what, dude, I've had it. I'm all done. Like I got
had
enough
enough of this
money.
shit.
I'm cool.
I don't need to remodel a single leather bathroom.
That's right.
Harrison Ford.
Who's that?
Do we gotta talk about him?
I mean, I just love him. I really do. I love, of course, Han Solo,
Of course.
Indiana Jones, but like early Harrison Ford and even like rom-com Harrison Ford.
6 Days, 7 Nights.
Yeah, I'm there for
a great
all of
movie.
it.
He
Like
is fantastic in it.
he's amazing in it. And like American Graffiti. You guys ever done that movie? Ron Howard.
Maybe.
Yeah, George Lucas, I think, penned the screenplay.
Oh, interesting.
Either way, no matter Harrison Ford's demeanor, whether it's like action adventure, rom-com, goofy coming of age comedy, the guy doesn't miss.
42, Jackie Robinson movie where he plays the manager.
That's right.
And he's so good in it.
He's so dude. That
I
movie,
don't think I've seen that.
bro. You're a sports guy.
A little bit.
More of a sports guy than me,
Certainly more than him.
Fair. I mean, it can't be.
dude.
And I know, like you and I do not give a shit about baseball. Worth it.
Worth it.
Okay.
Definitely
Do you know
a
who
must
Jackie
see.
Robinson is? No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe I'm not kidding.
Girl,
It-
please.
You'll love it, dude. It's a must see.
Okay.
But yeah, tons of stuff. Anyways, not a lot to talk about there. The chick in this movie. Sorry, the female actress.
Hold on, let me get her name. I'll get the character Elsa.
Character's Elsa. If you can say her name, I will give you $1 because I don't have a lot of money.
Isn't she like just some random individual?
The only other movie I could find her in that we would really know about was Major League 2.
Oh wow, what a throw, dude! Do the Major League movies hold up?
I think the first one does.
Okay.
I think if anything, it's got cult classic on it now.
I don't remember her name.
Allison Duty.
Duty?
Duty.
Oh wow,
Sounds like a
Allison.
mistake.
That's why I was like, if you can name her.
More on that in the nostalgia.
Yes.
Okay. River Phoenix. Gone too
really?
soon.
R.I.P. Dude.
Yeah, he plays the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
when
dude.
it's
yeah,
Him
yeah.
in the
And-
20s or
and
10s
he's-
or whatever.
Oh, it's so good.
River.
All,
Dang.
all rivs.
That one, even though it was kind of before my time,
Yeah.
as a grown up now, that one hurts. Because the kid had so much talent, so much promise.
Have you seen
Drugs, man.
Sneakers?
Sneakers?
Yeah.
A long time ago, dude.
Super good movie. He's in it
Yeah,
with Robert Redford,
That's
Dan
right.
Aykroyd.
that's right. We should put that on the list as an
Yeah.
of course.
Don't need to. I love it. Oh, as in of course.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Michael, I don't know if it's Byrne or Bernie, Byrne. He plays the like real evil looking Nazi, but he always plays like
yeah.
that evil looking character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Julian Glover, Walter Donovan, again, plays a big bad guy. He's in a lot of bad guy stuff in like the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bad guys.
Who plays Marcus?
Oh,
Marcus?
Denholm Elliott.
I love Marcus.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Is he the old like?
He's like the old best friend.
like the best
Got it.
friend of Sean Connery?
yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, they're just kind of like palling around and like super out of place, but being funny along the way.
I feel
Him
like they
and
were
the other
probably-
character is Sala.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like they were probably friends in real life. Sean Connery and him.
I really like to think so.
They probably were.
They have to be.
I think he might have been in the first one too, Denholm.
Yeah,
There's
he
some-
was.
There's some
Sala was
callbacks.
in the first one.
There's definitely callbacks because the guy who's the friend of Indiana is that Solo?
The big guy,
Big guy.
Yeah,
Big goofy guy.
John Rice Davies.
yeah, he's in multiple.
Yeah.
Budget. What do you think? 1989.
1989.
Lot
But
of traveling.
It was the third one.
Third
So
one.
it has a big. That's a good
It's
point.
Going to have a big cinematic budget.
Yep.
Steven Spielberg. He doesn't like to not spend money.
Spielberg.
true.
Lot of traveling.
I feel like 89's throwing me off a little bit with this guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've been talking a lot of 90s and computer graphics, whereas this will have some computer graphics, but not
Mostly practical. I'm going to go 120.
Ooh, I was gonna go way lower than that.
million.
Yeah.
Remember how much was Jurassic Park?
80 something?
Wasn't it like 65?
Oh, was it? Oh, you're right. It was.
So 120 would be quite a stretch.
Yeah, that'd be a stretch. All right. I'll go flat 90.
Okay.
Wow, I was going way under that.
Stick with your gut and take a guess.
Okay. Fuck. Jeremy's messed with me. I'm gonna go 60. I
48.
guess. Okay.
48 mil.
I fucked up.
You done fucked up. In fact, it grossed in U.S. and Canada 197. So you went on the over. I think we can kind of roll into nostalgia.
Are we ready to?
Yeah,
let's go into it. So just to continue that thought, I remember as a kid, every time I watched an Indiana Jones movie, feeling like I was
There.
100%
there.
where they were.
Yes.
And that is so much of the set design, the effects, the fact that they're not in a soundstage.
There were big places.
Yeah, dude.
And it felt like that.
It felt big.
Yeah.
I mean, they go to Arches,
Yep.
right? They're like in the desert. They go to, well, it's in Petra. I forget where they say it is, but it's Petra, Jordan, where they have the big thing engraved in the side of the wall.
Question. Can you actually go inside that?
I have no idea. I know you
Like-
can go to the outside.
Or is it a facade?
I think it's a facade, but I'm not
Facade.
sure.
Facade?
Yeah.
Facade.
A facade?
Fuck a day.
So let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
I think all of us were too young to have seen this in theaters. I was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5.
Yeah, so do you guys remember the first time you saw Indiana Jones?
Shit.
I wouldn't say first time, but I know I was young.
Yeah.
Was it a dadder day?
I watched it with my dad. My dad would do this thing where he'd be like, "Hey kid, come on, we're watching a movie." And I'd always resist.
Hey,
you
kid.
know. Cuz like I'm like, "Dad, you're dumb," you know? Like I want to watch fucking Power Rangers, you know.
Dad,
And
you're dumb.
I remember he sat me down for Star Wars and had to like convince me to watch it. You know, when I was a little kid.
That's hilarious because there's some ink on one of your
Both arms.
right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Both arms, my back. Anyway.
Yeah.
So for Indiana Jones, he
Inside
tried
his left thigh.
pitching me on it, and he did it like a dad would do,
yeah.
and it did not land at all. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
How did he pitch Star Wars to you?
no, I was talking about Indiana Jones.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, when he pitched Star Wars, it was like, we're going to watch a really good movie. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, my life is complete. But with Indiana Jones, I started with Last Crusade. Last Crusade was the first one I saw. I watched them in reverse order. And
It's a very good place to start.
of course, I love this one the most. Is it the best one?
I think that's why we chose this one because in our collective nostalgia, this is the good one.
I think this is the best, as a movie, the best one. When I was a kid, my favorite was number 2.
Okay.
I loved the whole jungle reaching into
Yeah.
your heart thing.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
That was my least favorite one.
Me too.
Well, great.
There it is.
Here
So
we
what
go.
else do you guys remember?
I remember getting the VHSs at McDonald's.
There we go.
All 3 Indiana
Yeah.
Joneses on VHS at McDonald's.
Damn.
Like now they're like, oh, here's a little toy. It's this big. This was like, here's your VHS, sir. Here's your Whopper and your VHS. Well, I probably wasn't eating
that
a
was
Whopper.
Burger
when-
King.
Oh, yeah.
You were at
Whatever.
Burger King then.
Big Mac.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, so
Although as a kid, I wasn't eating it. It was probably, here's your nuggets.
Yeah, nuggets are what
Or-
you eat as a kid.
or like the number 2, which is the 2 cheeseburgers.
I don't know if they did that back then.
They've always done it.
Oh, okay.
He's a McDonald's man.
That was my shoot.
Shiznit. It would probably have been, here's your chicken nuggets, your orange drink, and your
Yeah.
VHS.
What else do you remember, Jay Gray?
I remember the rats. There's like a rat scene where they're in the catacombs. or
That's
something.
right.
So I forgot the fun facts.
Ooh, Flynn facts.
Because I had 3 and one is about rats.
Ooh.
They had to breed 2,000 rats for the movie because they were going and buying the rats and they were always like disease infested. And so they were like, oh, we'll just breed our own rats for this movie.
Fucking-
Just simple.
What a move, huh?
Let's just
Where-
breed them.
What'd they do with them afterwards?
How many do we need? We need to. Okay, that's 1, 2,
I don't want to know.
2,000.
I don't know. They didn't say.
They just left them on the...
IMDb kind of left that out so PETA can.
Well, where did they film?
All sorts of places.
Well, where did they film the rat scene? Because
Oh, I have no idea.
That's probably soundstage. Yeah.
Oh, because it was all like under
Yeah.
water and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember the super attractive German lady.
Yeah. Elsa.
Her being like playing both sides.
Yep.
The dad
Yep.
and the son,
Yeah.
which of course as a young man was
Confusing.
confusing. That's
And
what I was gonna say.
You know, it's kind of like, and I may be wrong on this, but at least in my recollection, I think it's the first time I saw what it means to be betrayed by your girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like getting betrayed by your chick,
yeah.
and just really not being able to understand that. Like, man, I thought they were in love, dude. Like, that's a hard lesson as a youngster, man.
I'm glad that you guys at 7 had all these like real deep things, and I'm just like, it's so pretty. I like this movie.
Obviously, the most iconic thing about this movie that like we think about, like I definitely think about in not like my everyday, but
No, every 365 days a year.
yes, is the
Except for
ending like dungeon crawl
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
which is culminates like the penitent man.
Man shall pass.
Yeah.
Only the penitent man shall pass.
Yeah,
Only- you know?
the guy at the end, he chose Pole.
I use that one a lot on people.
Yeah.
You chose.
And I love when everything's crashing down and he gives that wave, and he's just like, and waves, I don't know. I remember it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you want another couple fun facts real quick,
Yep.
just
Ooh,
while we're
I
at
just
it.
sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
go for
I
it.
just had
I want you
a
to-
moment of realization where like all of the rocks are coming down at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean Connery has like been cured or whatever because he gets shot
Yep.
before he goes in. That's
Yeah.
why Indy actually goes.
Yep.
And he's like holding his son Harrison Ford, who looks down, he sees the cup, he's like,
Yeah.
Dad,
I can almost get it.
and
Hands,
and there's like
slipping.
Yeah.
and like the music
It
like
stops.
it like stops and there's a moment between father and son where he's like
Indiana.
Henry.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Just,
part
like,
fucking,
he pulls him out of it like
that shit's going to rock us
Yeah.
today, boys. We might be crying.
you're gonna cry. I think we'll be K.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've never thought of this movie this deep, so maybe this will be it. Well,
'Kay.
It's going to trigger me.
All right,
I-
Flynn facts, baby.
Yeah. What else you got?
Sean Connery and Harrison Ford wore no trousers during the shooting of the entire Zeppelin scene.
What does that mean?
They didn't wear pants because it was really hot, and Sean Connery said, "F that, I don't want to sweat," so he didn't wear pants.
That is some gangster shit, dude.
So gangster.
Like when you get the word "sir" in front of your name anyway,
You
it's
don't
like
need
you
pants.
already won.
And like Sean Connery does that, and Harrison Ford's like, "Fuck, I've been thinking about this like this whole time. Thank God, Sean, you're the man."
He's
Fist
like
bump.
handing him a 20. Like, come on, man! Like, tell him we don't want to wear pants.
Dude, Harrison Ford and Sean Connery 1,000% had like a bunch of scotch together.
Oh, dude, totally. Their
Yeah.
chemistry, by the way, amazing.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Wow. I remember my last bit of nostalgia. When I was young, I think it was like 94, 95, I went to Disney World. And they had the Indiana Jones show, right? Where they kind of reenacted scenes from all the movies.
Oh yeah.
And they had amazing effects, with
Fire.
the smoke and the fire and the gunshots. And I was just like, oh my God, it was everything. And so I got home and recreated that with my friends, much like Jurassic Park, you guys.
I was just about to say that.
And my dad, God bless him, he got me the biggest smoke bomb, right? And I rigged up ropes from the tree. I'm swinging with this smoke bomb. Everybody's got a roll, we're rolling the boulder through my front lawn. Like, we were in our minds, like if you're driving by, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah.
You're like, what are these maniacs
Call
doing?
the fire department.
But in my head, we were making a really good movie. You know what I mean? Like,
But
it
my-
felt good.
Did you record it?
My dad did, yeah.
Do you
I'll try
have
and
that somewhere?
snag some footy.
Oh my God.
Dude, I might
Put it up.
Let's watch it. Roll
Dude.
that beautiful bean footage.
have that footage.
Oh
Please.
My
I
God.
will try and find it.
God.
Do double feature. Watch Last Crusade, then watch.
Watch Jeremy Miller's Last Crusade.
I think by 1995, your neighbors driving by though were not
they knew.
concerned at all. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there goes that.
That fucking weirdo Miller
there
kid.
goes that little kid again."
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so
Whew.
Yeah, that's it.
we all know it holds up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Are you-
OCIHU.
Are you
guys
worried
re-
about it at all?
I'm not.
Effects?
Nope.
Some of the effects that are gonna suck. They're going to be green screening. It's not going to be great.
See, but I like that. That's the nostalgia.
But some of them, like when he throws the sand on the invisible bridge.
Oh man, I'm stoked for that, dude.
Remember that? Like,
And the spider webs clearing away.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm excited for a lot of the stuff that I probably didn't pick up as a kid.
Yes.
Where it's like, witty adult humor that like I don't remember.
When was the last time you guys saw this?
Oh, dude, it's been a while for me, man. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say at least like 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
Is this the one where he gets in a fight with a guy and he pushes him into the plane prop? Or is that the first one?
That is the first one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They're on like a tarmac or something.
Yeah, he's fighting with a guy. It's that real big.
Well, he pulls out the swords and starts doing all that.
That's the other one. That's
a different one.
That's
a
Raiders?
different fight. Actually, I think that's in this one, but that's a different fight.
I don't remember.
That's a different fight scene. This one, they're actually like boxing.
And he shoves him into the prop.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be this one. I think it might be this one.
Okay. Well, we're about to find out.
The one where you were saying the whip and everything.
Yeah.
Or it's no, not the whip. He has the swords.
Yeah.
The bad guys come in. And he just pulls out the gun and shoot him. He had the flu.
Yeah.
I remember that. He had the flu. He didn't want to.
He improv'd it.
Participate in the set, so he shot the guy.
That's awesome.
And they kept it in the movie.
He fucking Han Solo'd his ass, dude. Yeah. Improv.
That is awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Because he
what
had
a great
the
part in the
he had the
movie.
flu and he did not want to participate.
Harrison Ford did.
Dude, what
I
a
think that's this
gangster.
one. I'm pretty sure that's this one.
Harrison,
We'll find
you're a
out.
gem.
Side note,
Dun, dun, dun.
after this movie, I got myself a whip. I did. And then me and my neighbor kid, we got in a fight one time. He had a bamboo stick, like this crazy bamboo staff that they rolled a rug up with. And I had a whip, and we brought weapons to this fight, dude. And to this day, at least like every 2 years, we talk about it. Like, hey, remember that one time we were beating the hell out of each other with a bamboo staff and a whip?
And
he's
the
like,
neighbors
yeah,
driving by in 1995 were like, oh, they're making another movie. He's like actually trying to kill him.
I wonder what this one is.
Jeremy has an actual gun.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, it's cool, man.
That's a prop gun. Miller's crazy about his props. All right, you guys, you ready to watch this movie or what?
do this.
Let's do it. We'll see you guys on the other side.
We're about to complete a great quest, the Holy Grail, Dr. Jones.
Oh, rats. This is it. Look, the shield is the second marker. We found it.
Indiana Jones is on the quest of a lifetime. But for some adventures, one Jones is not enough.
Dad? Junior? Don't call me that, please.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We just watched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The last one.
The end.
Well, or so we thought, but more on that later. So, I know for a fact that resident notes and quotes guy Jason Gray took some notes and some quotes. Let's go ahead and get into some notes and quotes with Jason Gray.
Notes and quotes. Notes and quotes. Notes and quotes. With Jason.
Boom, dude.
Well, you know.
I love it. I love that you resolve the melody at the end.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
First note on the board. Spielberg is a genius. And you know that instantly.
I'm going to go on record here.
Uh-oh.
He is the best to ever do it, period.
Resident going out on a limb guy. I don't think that's much of a limb, though.
It's not a limb.
Pretty short
No.
limb.
Not a limb. And according to the AFI's Top 100, he and Stanley Kubrick tie with the most movies on the list with 5 apiece.
Of top movies?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Spielberg, I mean, Kubrick's not for everybody. Spielberg's for everybody. Therefore,
Spielberg is for everybody.
he is the best.
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
He the best.
He the best.
He the best. River Phoenix is only with us for the beginning of this movie for a very short amount of time.
Much like in real life.
Ooh.
I'm usually the bring down the vibe guy.
Well, I helped you.
There you go.
Man.
Alley-oop.
He's great.
He's amazing.
He's
He was
fantastic.
so good in it.
What a gem.
That initial chase scene with like the horse and the old cars and River like jumping onto the circus train and they're like legit filming on a train, and
Yep.
it's definitely River
It
Phoenix.
was definitely him.
Definitely like running down the train. Awesome.
Awesome. Amazing. It's all practical.
Yes.
It's actually River Phoenix actually on a train
Yes.
falling into a thing that is actually full of snakes.
But he also
Snakes on
ran
a
by a
A couple giraffes.
that were not real.
They did not look like actual giraffes.
They were literally
the,
like
the
stuffed
giraffes were the
giraffes.
worst thing ever. They're it was literally the worst effect we've seen.
Okay, go on giraffe 2, 3, 2, 1, turn.
And it's just a guy down there like, this is my moment.
Giraffe one, why didn't you go? Never mind. We got the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the horse, he was riding that horse full speed.
Yeah. And I love that, like, we see Indiana Jones, like, meet his rival and then, like, dress like him and take on that whole, like, that essence later in life, and then he goes back to get it, and he's been looking. And that's just the intro to the fucking movie.
And that transition, I actually wrote it down. The transition from like the fake Indy giving River like the hat, and he puts it on his head, and it's like tilted. You can't see his face.
Yep.
And then scene change behind. It starts raining. Then face come up, and it's Harrison Ford.
Amazing.
Is with that smirky
smirk.
What was that character's name? The character that took the
Bindiana Bones.
Yeah, Schmindiana Schmones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fedora. That was his name on the.
No kidding.
Fedora?
Yeah. Fedoras.
Because he wore a fedora.
My next guess was going to be Lindiana Hones.
Well,
Lindiana.
The next guy when they're like in Panama or whatever, the guy in the white suit with the hat.
Yeah.
His character name?
Hat.
Panama hat.
Panama hat.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, why waste time?
Yeah.
I want to know the guy auditioning. All right. I'm auditioning for a Panama hat. You belong in a museum. Oh, wait, no, it's the other way around.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
so do you.
Yeah,
That's
there it
it.
is.
Give me the jewels.
Yeah, amazing intro to the movie.
It was so good.
And I think it was right there that you looked at us, Jason Gray looked at Jason Flynn and myself and said, this is going to be a good movie.
Yeah. And like my next note actually is kind of we're same veinish.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fantastic. It's a perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie.
I know nothing about like movie making and cinematography and like shots and whatever, but my next note is literally I don't know anything about camera shots, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell that the shots and how Spielby is like telling the story is masterful.
He is the best to ever do it, and it's interesting because there's almost this reluctance to name it a perfect movie because like can that exist?
Well, it's hard to be like a 10 out of 10. Like,
Right.
could it be better?
But it is
It
perfect.
is.
It is a perfect movie.
Yes.
I literally don't think it could be better.
In the beginning, we also get to see Dr. Jones as Professor Dr. Jones. How cool would it be to have Indiana Jones as your college professor? Side note, his office is fucking awesome.
Yeah, his office looks like somewhere I would like to just explore.
Yeah. It's
I'd
like
like
an
to
antiquities like museum.
Like a museum.
Yeah, I'd like to just be in there and kind of.
He belongs in a museum.
He works
He's
in the
museum. He's a Panama hat knew what was going on
The whole time.
and that was only like a week before.
Yeah.
He was on a boat. Can I address a different elephant in the room?
Please.
Yes.
They go to Venice. Right?
Okay. That's in Italy.
You've been to Venice.
I have.
I've been to Venice. Jeremy, you've been to Venice?
Yep.
A lot of water, right?
3 for 3.
Yep.
Floating city, right?
Yep.
How the hell were there catacombs?
Well, that's a really good question.
I know how. Hollywood.
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Well, I mean,
There's no catacombs.
There's no basements in Venice.
No.
That would make sense.
Although, if we think back to 007.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Because you know how there's the floaties that keep them up?
Yeah. 10 million tree trunks hold it up. Weird fact.
Maybe they hollowed out some of the.
Look, there's no catacombs in Venice.
I'm trying, but I don't think there's.
Yeah, I was trying to get there. Maybe they're on the second floor. Like they had to go up the steps.
You want to know how I learned that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, kind of preview what's going to happen later. Roger, our boy Raj.
Did he call that out?
He mentioned it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Okay, so I had a bunch of counters for this movie.
You did.
We love the counters. My counters were, how many times... Do you want me to tell you what the counters were and then go through them, or let's just go one by one?
Hit the counters, man. Let's do it.
How many times did we hear somebody say Junior, referring to Indiana Jones?
God, I feel like it's a lot.
It would have to be like 20 plus.
Yeah, I'm going to go 24.
11.
That's it?
That's it.
Maybe you missed some.
I did not.
I'm going to download the script, and I'm going to write an AI bot to review all of it for me to tell me.
Okay.
I'm not going
It's
to
going to
that. I
get
believe
it
you.
somewhere around 11.
Give or take one.
The only person who says it is Sean Connery, who isn't there for the first part of the movie.
That's
a
true.
good point.
That's
a good
true.
point.
Because Marcus doesn't call him that. He calls him
No,
Indy.
the only
Indy.
person to call him Junior is
His dad.
his dad.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
a
at the
good
end, we actually got a bunch of juniors in a row because he's like, wait, why do you call him Junior?
Right.
Yeah. We actually got like 3 or 4 at the end.
Okay, what's the next counter?
Next one is how many times someone says Indiana.
Flinny?
20 plus.
I'm gonna go with 9.
7.
Okay. What's next?
How many times did we get? I had a smirk counter.
Oh
because
yeah, the Harrison Ford smirk.
I feel like
so good.
it's everything. We were talking about his face acting.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
incredible.
It's
Yes.
so there were so many times where like smirk. 1,000,000,008. Give or
Plus
take
one,
a billion.
9.
He only smirked 9 times.
Yes, we literally were all looking for
That's a
it.
tough one.
We also had a Zippo counter.
Zippos were a big thing in the
And
90s.
I remember at the beginning when we saw the first one, we're like, oh, it's going to be all the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I think we only got 2.
2 or 3.
2
2.
2 Zippos. This is just for myself, but Giddy as a schoolboy got
Yeah.
said twice.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
and it's
Why?
it's not like it needed a counter, but the fact that it was said more than once
Yes,
was
exactly.
a little odd
Here's what I'm
Really
more
weird.
concerned about.
'Kay.
It was said twice
by the same person.
by the same person, and Jason Gray said it at the exact time it came on.
That's
like,
true.
He knew it was coming. It's like, Giddy as a schoolboy.
Like,
Yeah,
the
where did that
first-
come from?
I don't know. The first time she said it, which is like right after they meet, like I just knew like Giddy as a schoolboy was like about to happen, and I don't. At the time, I was like, oh my god, why do I know this? And I don't know.
I'm
The
assuming
brain's weird.
Yeah, the brain's weird. What we hold on to.
you just said when they first meet. I'm assuming you have a note about the other quote when they first met. Because we actually
Oh, yeah,
stopped
we're-
it and recorded
Yes.
We got a soundbite.
this quote.
Listen, when Dr. Indiana Jones Jr. meets Elsa, the Nazi backstabber, their flirt game is thick.
Immediate moment. Want me to read it?
Yep.
Just for context.
Recap it, dude.
I knew it was you. I knew it was you. You had your father's eyes and my mother's ears, but the rest belongs to you. Sounds like the best parts have already been spoken for.
Oh shit!
so
And then at one point, Marcus
so
is
weird.
walking behind him, and he's like, "Hey, can y'all stop?
Third wheel Marcus.
Like we're supposed to be looking for some shit, you know?"
Are we trying to find your
dad.
father? Yeah, exactly.
Looking for some shit. A human being
Yeah.
of which he might or might not love. It's a little unclear.
Yep,
Yeah, they're trying to like figure out nighttime plans. And
dude, big time.
Fraulein, talking about the girl still.
Yeah, Elsa.
Fraulein.
Fraulein.
Which we all remember because we saw these as young boys. So
Not ugly.
she's not ugly.
No.
You wouldn't throw her out if
No.
she knocked on your door.
If I didn't know she was who she is,
So that's literally my next note.
Yeah.
Is like, so once Indy pretty closely to the beginning of this movie up front,
yeah, first act.
realizes that like there's a German like Nazi thing going on, and he doesn't make the connection like, oh, Fraulein that's been with me is, probably a part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was blinded
he was.
by the,
Yeah, by her blonde hair and blue eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You stopped me though when
I did.
I said something.
Yeah, you had a good quote.
And I said, we see Indy like jump up into this window. It's like raining outside. He's got to go get his dad.
That's right.
And he has his whip is on, his fits to him.
Yeah.
And I said, whip on his hip, use it, baby.
That's right. He got a whip on his hip. Use it, baby.
And then literally he unclipped it. It was like,
And like, did you know he was about to do? Like, I completely
did.
forgot. I just remember he looks out the window. I didn't remember where we're going with it. So,
Yeah.
I remember he used it, but it was cued because it was so obvious
Yeah.
on his hip, which clearly was intended.
As a former whip owner, I've got to say that it's so frustrating not being able to, you know, like I could make it whip, you know, but I could never like get it around like a foot, you know.
Yeah.
Someday you're going to be in a documentary, and it's going to be like Jeremy Miller, former whip owner.
Yeah.
All your other accolades gone.
Right after this whip situation, the first interaction between father and son, their chemistry is just instantly infectious.
It's
just like, oh my god,
It's
I want
perfect.
It's
It's so
perfect.
good.
It's perfect.
It's unbelievable how exactly how father-son dynamics really are.
Mhm.
You know, like when they're on the Zeppelin and Indiana Jones is like, dude, you're the worst father ever. And Sean Connery's like, well, why? And he's like, because you spend all your time like reading about dead people instead of talking to your son. And he's like, well, I'm here now. What do you want to talk about? And Indiana Jones is like, what? And then he's like, well, then what are you complaining about?
Then what are you complaining about?
Like, we got work to do.
That's some dad shit.
That's some dad shit.
What was the other one where he said, well, you left right when you started to get interesting. And I feel like that, if I ever had a kid, that might be the problem.
Yep.
It's like, oh, man, you're finally doing some cool stuff.
There
See
you
ya.
go. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
After some time that we got with Sean Connery on screen, Flinny out of left field goes, "Why is Sean Connery so good? Tell me right now."
I don't remember saying that.
You
Yeah.
did.
No, I believe you.
And you said it just like that. And
it's-
why is he so good?
Why is he so good? Because and you're kind of the resident bondsman.
Mhm.
So tell me if I'm kind of on the right track here. But I remember Sean Connery being this entertaining always.
Yes.
Like everything I've seen him in, he is this entertaining.
Yes,
Am
but
I-
not the same.
Not the same character, but just the same gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's just like, God, he just fills the screen, you know?
Yes. So I forgot a counter because it was so late, and I had this thought. But how many people does Indiana Jones kill?
Oh my gosh.
He kills like a fair amount of people throughout the movie.
We should almost compare of his movies, of only 3 of them, we'll count the main 3, to like all the Bonds. How many did each one kill, I wonder? Because
Well-
he's got to be up there.
Yeah, I
How
wonder.
many people did he send to their death?
It's probably close to 20.
I
in
would
this
think
one
it's.
movie?
I think it's about 20 in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Some in some rather gruesome ways.
yeah, like a few of them really like, dude, the
Shoving
guy
the-
that gets run over by the tank.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shoving the rock in the gun so it backfires into his
Mhm.
brain.
Yeah. Or when he shoots like 4 guys like in a row.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom,
And they all
boom.
fall over.
And then he like looks at his gun, like, how did this happen?
But
Oh,
no smirk.
well-
no smirk.
No smirk.
Quote from Flinny as we were moving towards kind of the end of the movie. Flinny said, "I feel like we have a whole other movie left, and I'm not bored." And that was with 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
Wasn't mad about the fact that we hadn't even gotten to the temple or
Yeah.
the Petra.
Petra Place.
Yeah, which
Not
is
the temple,
the
that's a
most
different movie.
memorable part of this whole movie.
100%.
We hadn't been there, and we were locked in.
Yep, 100%.
If I had to guess earlier on, I would have said you probably got there around half the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
Nope.
like a quarter.
Instead 20 minutes of
Yeah.
a 2-hour-long movie takes place there.
and every minute of this movie is so important and so perfect. Not once was I bored. Not once was I like, oh, this is dragging on. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, I've done a lot of Spielberg recently, and outside of like Minority Report, I don't think any of his movies feel like that.
Yeah, I love Minority Report.
Me too. But there's a
Great movie.
couple parts in Minority
there's
Report
some
where
slower parts.
I'm like,
yeah.
we're dragging a little bit. Let's kind of kick it into gear here. But outside of that, I can't think of a single Spielberg movie that feels draggy.
Okay.
Anyway.
Last quote of the movie, of course, and we could probably say this at the same time.
I don't remember it.
I already forgot.
The one quote
The one.
he chose. Holy.
He chose poorly.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Really good.
Also, that when he drinks the water from the wrong chalice, and that whole sequence where his hair grows out and he
It
like
looked good.
ages all fast and his eyes roll, I was like, "Yo, this is fucking terrifying."
Yeah.
I remember my aunt used to turn this movie off if we were watching it because my cousin would have nightmares about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your cousin's name?
Mike.
Mike, we hope we didn't stir it up for you, buddy.
He's all right.
Steer it up.
Well, we've got who could have done it, but
Who could have done it?
So I've got one for you.
okay, because we can't do Sean Connery or
I had a hard time even finding any source that said anything.
Okay.
So Sala, right?
Oh yeah,
The big fun character.
yeah, I love him.
Who could have done it? You gotta think pretty hard about 80s, early 90s, late
Jeff
80s.
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. God, that would be awesome.
Our boy who can play any character. Remember?
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
Dude, Ernie Hudson
Okay.
would have killed that role.
Yeah.
This is
Ernie
not-
could do anything.
He could do
This
it.
is not the direction they were going, but that would have been fantastic because that's his role. I'm the guide. I have to get you I'm the resource guy.
Yeah, I get you A to B. I get you what you need.
Ernie Hudson
Yeah,
as Morgan Freeman in Shawshank
done.
because he gets he
Yep.
helps the
Yep.
protagonist go from A to B. Oh, interesting.
Ernie Hudson could
Although-
do any role.
Another one. You
I
can't
think-
replace him in that, but
I think, obviously Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. However, I think Ernie Hudson would be a fucking dope Indiana Jones.
Me too. I'd see that movie 100%, dude.
I think one I saw about replacing Harrison Ford, it was like Robert Redford, and he even said it was like, nah, we're good.
I mean,
He
listen,
was just big.
Robert Redford, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Very talented, cool dude, good looking back in the day.
Yeah.
But he ain't got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So back to Sala.
Yeah.
How about Danny DeVito? Terrible.
No.
I don't like it at all.
would have been more slapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that
This
who
ha-
was up for it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This had the right amount of action, the right amount of drama,
Yep.
the right amount of comedy.
100%.
And Sala and was it Martin?
Marcus.
Marcus Brody.
Yep.
Perfect amount of comedy.
Amazing
I
comedy.
mean, you already have comedy with Sean Connery and with Harrison Ford.
Yep.
But then to have those two
Yeah.
in like those odd scenes where it's even like, no, but he's over here, my diary's in Berlin, and
Yeah.
I forget where. I'll never remember the name. Somewhere around Turkey.
Started with a V.
I.
Damn.
So that's all I got for who could have done it.
Yeah, I don't.
Again, when you're talking about a perfect movie, although Jurassic Park, we had a lot of good who could have done it's in there.
Yeah.
This movie,
Mhm.
better than Jurassic Park.
Ooh, interesting.
Not to say that it's like way better. I just
I think
as
they're
a
so
whole
neck
movie,
and neck.
I think it's neck and neck, but I think this one's. I think it's better.
It's hard for me to say because I think they're both perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
That being said, which of the two will I watch next? Probably going to be this. Like, I'd rather, in a couple of months when I'm like, I need some Spielby in my life, and Munich feels a little too heavy today.
Yeah,
I'll probably do some Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah.
As a franchise, Jurassic Park or Indiana Jones,
It's not
Indiana
close.
Jones all day.
it's not close.
Not even close.
No.
Yeah. Well, so we love the movie, but what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes critics thought about the movie? If that's where we're going next.
It is, and I'm nervous, but
Yeah.
if what it should be
Yes,
is
I got a number in my head.
92.
And 92.
If I'm being like super super fair,
Yeah.
I'm going like 84. Which is crazy to say for a perfect movie, but
you have to
I'm doing the calculation in my head for
Yeah.
tomatoes, and that seemed. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes wasn't a thing, so this is people doing this like posthumously. Is that the
No,
word?
because they are. But what they're doing is they're taking the critics. They're taking the old critic scores
And just putting 'em in.
Got it.
So like if
okay.
someone gave it a 2 out of 5, They're calling it rotten.
The critics probably didn't like this because it wasn't too serious. Like it was too, it had all of the things, so it didn't. It was like, oh, this isn't possible. Like you can't have both. It has to be one.
If it's below 80,
it's silly.
So
But
you went 92.
yeah, 92.
You went 84.
Yeah.
How often do we say split the difference? 88.
88?
Baby
88.
girl, I
Let's go.
love that.
I'll take 88 all day.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. At least the couple that I read went negative, was because they felt it was too much, essentially a complete remake of Raiders. You have a lot of the same characters. You have Nazis. We have this biblical thing that we need to go save. They felt like it was a little bit too much like a remake.
I don't know. I mean, it's like if you're bringing up 007, for example, and you bring up like fucking Goldfinger or one of the big villains like later, is that to say, oh, they just redid it? No, they just like, there's this thread, and if you care about the character, then you care about the bad guy. So this brings more gravitas to the story.
Amen.
I disagree.
What's interesting, how you just brought up Bond. Let's jump into Roger.
Report.
Actually, a friend texted me the other day and said, I already forgot what it's from, but she knows what it's called. The Creature Report. It's from some kid show. But she texted me when she heard it. She's like, I know what it is. I have children.
What a hero.
So Raj, he went positive on it. He went 3.5 out of 4. 3.5 out of 4.
I can breathe.
Yeah.
And 3.5 too. That's great.
Solid. And
Yeah.
I wonder, we should go back and find out how many did he go 4 out of 4 on. Anyways.
I would also like to know that.
Okay. Well, someday I'll do some research
I feel like he's
for
a
my
Titanic
doctorate.
guy.
Oh, God. If he gave Titanic 4 out of 4.
Didn't we talk about it? Oh, no, we
Did
didn't.
we? Oh.
No, it wasn't on the show. I think we were just talking about it. I'm going to look that up, too.
If he gave Titanic 4 out of 4 and not Indiana Jones Last Crusade, I might be changing my opinion on old Raj.
Well, let's back up a second.
Oh,
Do you want to know where?
Siskel?
Do you want to know where Gene went with it?
Fucking
And
Siski.
then I'll go into details.
All
on
right,
it.
Sisk.
Hold on, I had it right here.
Siski is such a curmudgeon, dude. He probably gave it 2.
What?
2 out of 4?
Oh, I thought you just stopped talking like you had a stroke or something.
No, you looked like
no.
you were about to go.
That's,
no.
I
Yeah.
got that vibe too.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's on you.
Now he went 2.5 out of 4. So a full
Siski.
point lower.
What the fuck?
His comment on here was, this is not so much a bad film as a machine-like one lacking the same energy as the original, which it most resembles. So I don't like how much all these critics are saying it's like the original.
It's
Well,
not a remake.
It's
a sequel.
Yeah, trequel.
Is persnickety the right word
I don't know.
to use for
Siski?
for Siski?
I'd say douchebag.
It's
But
just
you say douchebag a lot about him.
it's basic. Like that is such a critic thing to say. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's too much like the first one, and it's just they plug and play to make this thing that's like pretty good.
It's just silly as fuck because think about it. I could make that comparison with A New Hope and Return of the Jedi.
With anything.
Oh, so you're saying that Luke and Han and them are just gonna go like blow up the Death Star and defeat the Empire like they did in the first one? And it's like that is where the story went. Yes.
Lord of the Rings. Oh, he's still trying to throw the fucking ring into the volcano. Get a different storyline.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, dude, when you create a character and you create the worlds wherein that character operates,
the whole point is being invested in the story.
there's continuity.
Yeah.
Fucking
So persnickety, placing too much emphasis or on trivial or minor details. Fussy.
way to go, resonant words guy,
the
I
dude.
think you got it. I think you got it. So back to Raj.
Raj.
So Raj said,
Ooh, hit me.
bum, 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 bum.
Only speaks truth, that Raj.
So you brought up Bond
Yeah.
a moment ago. Do you remember what you said? Because I already forgot, but it was good.
I've lost it.
Okay, cool. So what Raj went on to say was that Bond kind of went too far. Like there were so many.
Yes.
It was like done. Yeah, one universe or whatever. Done. He likes that this was, at least back in the day, it was the final one, and he thought it wrapped up well. He liked it, and then what he said. Hold on, I flipped my phone so it doesn't. You know how ads go. If there is just a shade of disappointment after seeing this movie, It has to be because we will never again have the shock of this material seeming new. And you know what? I think he was actually wrong. But I like that that's kind of his... He's like, oh, it's so good. Like, it was so much fun. You'll never have that.
That same experience again.
First time you see Interstellar.
I will take that.
Yeah.
I will take that,
That's
Raj.
totally okay.
My man.
Yeah. And then, actually, what he has done...
He was... I'm sorry, just a moment. I know we talk about this all the time. Roger, with the way he describes things...
He kills it,
He's not criticizing. He's just like...
reflecting.
He's reflecting on it as an enjoyer of cinema.
Yeah, dude.
He's not being like, oh, this. I mean, sometimes he picks it apart because it's like in his face.
Remember,
like, fuck this.
He hated Jurassic Park.
True.
It's less with Raj. It's less about what he sees and more about how he felt.
Yes,
and that I respect.
And that's about what
Best
he
ever do
did
it.
with the final comment that he had on there was talking about Spielberg specifically. What he has done is to take many of the same elements and apply all of his craft and sense of fun to make them work yet once again, and they do.
Hell yeah.
So I feel like that's taking Gene's silly comment of like, oh my God, he did it again, and saying, look, he did it. He made it new. He made it fun. And that's how we also kind of feel.
Yeah.
Boom.
It all comes together. Like
I wonder if Siski was like a happy person. There's no way, right?
I know that Gene and Raj were not friends.
I love that.
Yeah, they hated each other.
That's so good.
And they were super public about it.
I love that.
Yeah, very much like the Mythbusters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Adam and Jamie, like, hey, we have to do this because for some reason people like us together.
We
but
make
like,
a lot
fuck
of money
you.
from it.
That's
You know?
so crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, at this point, we usually say whether or not a movie held up. Obviously, this is a fucking perfect movie, and it holds up.
OCIHU.
So, I think we can just wrap it by saying we hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We're going to keep these bonus episodes coming. So, every once in a while, we're going to surprise you. You're never going to know. Whoa. And we're going to hit you with more of these classics where it's like, dude, of course that movie holds up, but we still want to watch it and we still want to talk about it.
And now that we're doing these, we may not be as offended if you shoot us a message and say what you want us to watch.
Great
There
point.
used to be people, oh, why don't you watch Jurassic Park? And I'd unfriend them and block their number on my
Right.
phone. And
We'll take it easy on them now.
Yeah.
So if there's a movie that you think holds up, like, of course it holds up, email us, hello@itholdsup.com, or DM us on the gram. We're at itholdsup. Let us know, and we'll add it on our list of amazing movies.
And if we like powwow and like, I don't know if that holds up, then we have a place for that too.
We'll put it on the wheel, folks.
Boom.
That being said, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next week. I'm Jeremy Miller.
Jason Gray.
I'm Jason Flynn.
Take it easy.